Today, we're breaking down the two-wheeled delusions that 90% of people swear will save them. I'll show you why your agility is an illusion and teach you the only law that matters, the 30-60-minute rule. Before the real doomsday tears your cozy world apart, you need to face the toughest truth of urban bug-out logistics. Pretty sure you have a fantasy about a collapse escape. The city falling apart behind you, sirens melting into silence, cars locked in gridlock, people screaming, panicking, praying. And you fire up your bike, slip between the frozen lanes, and ride off into the sunset like some post-apocalyptic action hero. Stick with me. Let's kick the hornet's nest. We are starting with the king of that fantasy, the motorcycle. It's cool until gravity remembers you exist. This two-wheeled idol is basically the cult of Mad Max for people whose real apocalypse was a student loan. The pros. This machine slips through gridlock like a rat escaping a burning house. Fuel efficiency is real, 30 to 50 miles per gallon, sometimes more, and you can top off the tank in 90 seconds. Narrow trails, back roads, paths cars can't touch, this rig goes there. And if you're on a sport bike or a Dakar-style dual sport, that's a real tactical bonus. Dirt roads, gravel paths, mobility four-wheel drivers can only dream about. The cons. First, fragility. One open car door, one pothole you didn't see because you were staring at the mushroom cloud. You don't get fender benders, you fly like a sack of potatoes. Break a leg? Game over. Second, the audio beacon. This thing screams like a chainsaw at a funeral home. In a silent, dead city, you're announcing your position to every bandit, scavenger, and opportunistic psycho within miles. You're basically a loot crate with an engine. Third, cargo. What can you carry? A backpack? Maybe 3 days of food? That's not a bug-out plan, that's a camping weekend. And it's not a family vehicle. One rider, maybe a passenger if they're suicidal. Everyone else, they're walking. The verdict. A bike is a tool to escape fast, not to survive long. You get out of the city, and then what? You're alone, exposed, loud, and carrying almost nothing. That's not survival. That's dying with style. Ready for the survival comedy sequel? Meet the Moped. Moped scooter. The desperate put-put in bug-out scenario. The pros? Fuel efficiency is insane. We're talking 70 to 100 miles per gallon. Maneuverable as hell. Lighter than a motorcycle and able to squeeze through even tighter spaces. Quieter than a bike, sometimes. Better than walking, absolutely. In the first chaotic minutes, a little put-put like this can get you out. The cons? Almost zero power. A scooter tops out at 30 to 40 miles per hour on flat ground with no wind. If someone chases you in literally anything faster, you lose. Almost zero protection. You're riding a motorized shopping cart with the structural integrity of hope and duct tape. Zero cargo, a tiny underseat compartment, and whatever you can strap to your back. And in a lawless scenario, a truck won't go around you. It will go over you. The verdict? A moped is good for exactly one thing. Getting out of the collapsing city in the first 10 minutes before anyone realizes what's happening. After that, you're just a slower, sadder target. And if you're already typing, I'll just use a bicycle, good. Let's kill that fantasy next. Bicycle. Hero of fitness, enemy of survival. The fans love this one. It needs no gas, it's silent. Sure, they're half right and completely screwed. The pros? No fuel, no engine. You pedal, it moves. Great maneuverability. Dirt trails, forest paths, narrow alleys, even stairways if you're desperate. Silent, you're a ghost in the wasteland. Can carry cargo, panniers, baskets, maybe even a small trailer. Enough for a few days if you pack smart. The cons? One flat tire and you're walking. Bent rim, broken chain, snapped spoke,
All catastrophic failures you won't have time to fix during an evacuation. Any terrain with elevation punishes you hard. In a survival scenario, calories are gold. Pedaling with a loaded pack burns through your reserves like a furnace. Cargo weight bends frames. Load it heavily and your bike becomes a slow-motion mechanical failure waiting to happen. In a chase, you have zero chance. You're slow, exposed, tired, and easy to take. The verdict? A bicycle works for 5 to 10 minutes of evacuation. Then it stops being transport and turns into something you drag behind you. You might escape the city, you won't escape what comes after.
Listen up. This is not weekend traffic. This is urban bug out. Stop obsessing over what you ride. In a city collapse, the only thing that saves you is the 30-60-minute rule. When you try to escape the city after the event hits, you're on a countdown. Here's how the urban escape timeline works. 0 to 15 minutes, confusion phase. People are checking phones, watching the news, waiting for instructions that will never come. Roads are still mostly clear. This is your only window. If you move now, you get out clean. 15 to 45 minutes, panic phase. Everyone decides to leave at the same damn time. Roads choke, intersections gridlock, highway on-ramps turn into parking lots. You're not driving anymore. You're wedged inside a slow-motion stampede of desperation. You're just decorating the metal traffic tomb. 45 to 60 plus minutes, dead phase. The window is closed. You're locked in with a city of people who just realized they're not getting out. And panic makes people savage. To make that 15-minute window, you need a bag packed now, a full tank always, a route you don't need to think about. It doesn't matter if you're on a moped or in a Ferrari. If you didn't leave in the first 15 minutes, you become a part of the landscape. And the last part, the aftermath. You beat the clock. Good, but now the real nightmare begins. Your survival depends on 3 variables. 1, the disaster type. Radiation, EMP, chemical spill, riots, virus, comet, zombies, aliens, Bible's doomsday? Every threat reshapes the map, the odds, and the rules. 2, the crowd. More survivors, worse roads, more desperation, more dangerous encounters. Fewer survivors, more isolation, more abandoned zones, more unknown threats. 3, what you have left. Without food, water, fuel, navigation, shelter, and medical supplies, you're just a refugee who drove 50 miles to die in the woods instead of the city. Your escape plan is 10% of survival. What happens after is the other 90%. So, rookie, 2 wheels, 4 wheels, any shiny toy you worship, none of it matters if you move too late. The vehicle doesn't save you. Your preparation does. Your timing does. Now stop watching and pack your bag. Drop a comment. What's your 2-wheeled or 4-wheeled escape plan?